the first part of March, and I don't know what the temperature is supposed to be like at this time of year, but right now it is 0. So I'm one of those weird people that enjoys doing laundry. I have 2 totes here. I have me and my husband's clothes and my daughter's clothes. We're a small family, so it's not as daunting as some others. This is how I sort my laundry that I'm gonna wash. I've got, if I have a lot of white towels, I'll do white towels on their own just because that's enough for 2 loads. Yeah, I have towels, shirts, underwear and socks, and then I'll have jeans. I look and see if anything has any noticeable stains. I didn't see anything. And this is when I do my pre-treat, is when I sort. This shirt is my husband's work shirt. I don't care if it's got a stain on it. He doesn't care. It's got a hole in it because he welds, so it's got a whole bunch of little burns. It's got grease on it. Jeans, unless they're nice jeans, I don't pre-treat jeans. Oh, she's coming to help. For the most part, stains come out of the jeans. Like the mud. We'll be nice and call it mud. It's not mud. And my daughter's is not as extensive. Mostly I'm sorting by texture. Like this stuff is really light and really thin. And I don't want to wash those in the same load. I'm going to wash jeans. And I don't sort by color as a general rule. Something that I really want to keep nice, I will wash it by itself, especially if it's like one of those iron-on things. But as soon as it starts flaking, it goes in with the rest of it. Okay, let's wash the first load of clothes. My laundry products are going to be off-brand detergent. I used to use a name brand when I was cloth diapering, just for the simple fact that I did not want to experiment with detergent, and I had enough trouble with my washing machine, but we're out of cloth diapers now, so I'm back to cheap detergent. I use color catchers. These are my 2 stain removers. This one sits in the bathroom and it's the one I use going into the hamper, and this is the one that sits in by the washing machine and I use going into the wash. I like these over the spray-on kind because I find it easier to scrub the stain remover into the stain versus trying to spray it on and use the fabric to scrub the fabric against each other. It's just not a feeling I like, so these are what I go with. I also use OxiClean. I have a video on OxiClean versus Biz, and I was at a store that didn't have Biz, so I got OxiClean instead. And of course, we have bleach. That's right. Regardless of if you have an agitator, an impeller, or a wash plate, you should always put your clothes in loose heaps around the center, and you should always be able to see the center even with a wash plate. It's a good rule of thumb to be able to see that middle piece. I have a detergent drawer. With t-shirts, I don't use anything like OxiClean or any additives like that, but I do use a color catcher and I do rip them in half. I'm going to measure my detergent based on the amount of clothes I have put in the drum, and this would probably be a medium load. For medium or regular loads, line 1. So I've got it on line 1. This one, I'm just gonna go to normal. I have my presets on colors, normal, and maximum spin, and that's my cycle. That's how I saved it. I think the other thing is the spin's on normal and I have it set to max, and we hit start. For my second load, I do the socks and the underwear. Socks and underwear is a very small load, so I use less than line 1, and I always either bleach or OxiClean my socks and underwear. Mostly I use bleach because I like to wash on cold, and bleach is going to do its best with cold wash, and I like to avoid the hot wash as much as possible. So I use a 1/4 cup of bleach, and I can't remember how I come up with that amount, but I did that once and I just go with it. And this stuff doesn't bleed, so I don't use the color catchers. And then when I do anything with bleach, I do it on a cold wash. So cold, there's a difference between tap cold and cold, and I use cold, and then heavy, and then again on max. So we'll just hit start on that. They go in the dryer. Very exciting. nor my insanely dirty dryer, and I dry almost everything on mixed load, which I have it on more dry, on medium, and that's my cycle. If I hit my cycle, it'll show you what it normally is. But that's what I have it do. And then go back over here and just hit start. Oh, I guess. My clean clothes go from the dryer to this basket, and then I fold all the clothes in at the end when I'm done. And this load, I'm gonna go ahead and do towels, and it's not very full, so I just do all my towels at once. Towels are very absorbent, so I'm gonna use more detergent. I'm gonna use line 2 for this size of load, and I would use even more if it was more of a full load. But this is still like a regular to medium size load. Use any bleach, any OxyClean, and I don't care if my towels bleed, so I don't throw in a color catcher, just detergent. For the settings on towels, I have a specific towel and sheet setting. That's the preset. I go ahead and I wash it just a little cooler, and I bump my spin up to max. For the socks underwear, I'm still gonna leave it on the mix load. For my last load, I do jeans, and I also do my sweatshirts with this load, and I use OxyClean, and I only use line 1. Maybe I should use more, maybe I'm not doing myself any favors. So I put OxyClean in first, and then I put in the clothes, and I do put a color catcher in here. This is a larger load, so I use line 2. I do have a jeans setting, so I go, oops, it's over here. So I go to jeans. Those are its regular settings, but I go to warm, heavy, and max. My machine has a deep fill. You can press this for 3 extra gallons in your wash, and then if you press and hold it, it will fill the drum entirely, and I just press it once for 3 extra gallons on my jeans setting, and I just leave it on its default. And it always tells me to clean the filter even though I've already done it. Let them go. My dryer also has a specific setting for jeans, and I go ahead and I just leave it on the presets. That's basically it. And thanks for joining us. This is the board that the Christmas tree sat on, and at least I got the Christmas tree out of the house. Now I gotta fold all the laundry, and this is just how I do laundry on a typical average day. Nothing was excessively dirty. Nothing was special. There was nothing I needed to wash different. This is just typically how I sort and the settings I use to wash my clothes. So thanks for joining us, and come back soon.